What's up?
Hey guys, how you guys doing?
How you doing, buddy?
Good. I'm excited.
It's been
Thank you for having me on again.
Yeah, man. When was the last time? 3 months ago?
Yeah, about 3 months ago. That's right.
Yeah, okay, cool. So we're doing some good stuff today. We're gonna be covering some angles, and then Chris is really known for this Facebook ads testing method. They cost about $5. It's pretty freaking cool. I've heard lots of great things about it. Lots of his students have success with it. So we're going to get into that too. If you're interested in that, make sure you stay tuned. Chris, for those of you that don't know him, has been in the e-com game since I always get this wrong, 2012?
Yeah, it's like 2012.
Ah, I got it. Cool. And he's basically been full-time for about a decade. He ran his own print-on-demand store. He still got the brand. He's just crushing it out there. He's been doing coaching now for probably 4 or 5 years.
2014.
Oh, wow. Since 2014. So he's really been around the block. He's helped lots of people succeed. He's constantly posting testimonials from his students on his Facebook page and stuff. So Chris really knows his stuff here. So today he's going to be joining us to talk about angles for holidays. In fact, let me get this up here. Not that. This. He's going to be talking about angles for holidays. The Christmas holiday coming up. So you're going to get a lot of value out of that. It's just kind of how you can take your niche, and when you're running your ads or you're thinking of your phrases, you have kind of an angle you can fit those into. So that's going to be really cool. We're going to get into product creation a little bit. And then that $5 Facebook ads testing method, I'm going to tell you, Chris is going to tell you about at the end. So pretty excited about that. Anyway, Chris, is there anything else people need to know about you?
Okay, maybe I should say up front, if you're interested in connecting with me, you can message me on Facebook. I'm always on Facebook. So if you message me on Facebook, you can almost guarantee that I'll see it. So if you want to reach out to me and connect with me, feel free to message me.
Yeah, totally. And Chris, by the way, he's an open door. He's totally approachable. He's constantly sharing free content on his Facebook page and in his groups and things like that. So you're definitely going to want to go follow him on Facebook. All right, let's jump into this real quick. I'm going to blaze through the announcements, guys, and get right to the content. So quick surprise for you. This is actually pre-recorded. So Chris is in Japan, right? So what time is it in Japan right now?
6 a.m.
It's 6 a.m. in Japan. So it's 4 p.m. where I am at. We missed the last 2 weeks of Coffee with Michaels because I had a baby, actually.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. Really appreciate that.
What's his or her name?
Her name is Naomi.
Naomi, nice.
Yeah.
That's a very Japanese name.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah. So, anyways, she's upstairs sleeping right now, but I'm gonna get up there soon to help my wife kind of wrangle the kids and get dinner and all that kind of stuff. So, anyways, we are gonna jump right into it. But that's why I've been missing for the last 2 weeks. That's also why today's is pre-recorded. But we are back to our regularly scheduled programming after this week. We're going to be doing these every single week, probably from here until the end of Q4. So excited to get into it. All right. The Digital Marketer's Toast. You know, we kick things off around here. You got to have that kind of dopamine hit that goes around the world, gets everything back in order in the right place. What are you drinking today, Chris?
I always have my little water jug.
Water is good here. All right, raise up your glasses, mugs, bottles, and flasks. Join me now for the Digital Marketer's Toast. Here's to more conversions, more cash, cheap CPMs, and lower CACs, to higher CTRs, much higher CVRs, to enable ad accounts and big bank accounts, upsells, downsells, and cross-sells, to winning products and repeat sales, and to the thing that everybody knows, the riches are in the niches, but also your email flows. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
That is how we do it around here. When I told you it was pre-recorded, everybody's hearts were probably broken because they thought we were going to skip the Digital Marketer's Toast. But no, we never skip the Digital Marketer's Toast because it's magic. It keeps CPMs low. It gets your Facebook accounts unbanned, right? It's amazing. It's magical. Keeps the world in order.
And maybe people are worried that we're not going to answer questions, but I'll tell you, I know what time this is going up, and I'm going to go in there, and if you have any questions in the thread, go ahead and ask them. I will go through and answer them.
Yeah, Chris is good for it. He's always in the Facebook group too. So just tag him really at any point if you have a question for Chris, and I'm sure he'll jump in there and be happy to offer some help. All right, do me a favor, like the post, drop some comments in the chat below. Give Chris some love with your favorite emoji Chris is in Japan, so I think there's a little ninja emoji.
I think there is.
Yeah, or a sword. There's like a katana, something with a katana, if I remember right. Drop that in the chat. All right, let's go. Testimonials. This first one here is from Robert. This isn't quite a testimonial. In a way, it is. 7 days into the 14-day challenge. This is the challenge that Jim and Tammy are running. And we're not even at the ads part yet. I've learned so many little nuances that have improved my quality and my service products, website, and social media pages. If you're thinking of joining the 14-day challenge, go for it. This challenge, it's $27. It's 14 days. It's got drip content. It walks you through every step in the process, from registering your LLC to setting up your store, to picking a niche, to launching your first products, to launching your first ads. It's really all encompassing. And the entire thing is designed to get you from zero to your first sale. If you get your first sale, you will get a full refund on the cost of the challenge. So go check that out. Anyway, thank you, Robert, for sharing. Someone from my team will be reaching out. We got some swag coming your way. Next up is Deborah. So Deborah said, woohoo, this week I reached my 100th sale, and it looks like I will hit 10,000 in total sales to date by this weekend. We'll post the stats when this happens. That's absolutely amazing, Deborah. Congratulations. I love to see that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and then a little bit later, she came back and she wrote, just had my first $500 day, and it's not over. People are already shopping for the holidays. I love to hear that, especially in September. And I tell you what, if you think things are popping off now, wait about a month. October 15th is really when you start to see, or the middle of October, I should say, you start to see kind of a bump, and the train takes off towards the holidays. By the middle of November, there is no mistaking it. The buying is really popping off. That is 2 months away, folks. That is 60 days away, the middle of November. Christmas is going to be here like that, so get on it.
It's actually coming sooner than people imagine.
It always surprises me how quickly it gets here and then how quickly it's gone, right? Christmas is the Super Bowl for e-commerce. It's absolutely my favorite time of year ever since I got into e-commerce. So seriously, folks, if you're just starting out, now is a fantastic time because sales are just going to get easier between now and year's end. All right. If you, too, would like to get some free swag, every single week we scan the group. We're looking for testimonials. We're looking for value posts. We're looking for posts with screenshots of sales, tips, tricks, anything like that. Share it in the group. We'll grab anything that you've dropped that's got value. We'll feature it here. If you get featured here, you will get some swag, like a cool T-shirt, kind of like this one I'm wearing right here. We've got backpacks, mugs, hoodies, beanies, everything you can think of. So please share your stuff, get some swag. All right, latest news. We are now in the Shopify App Store. Do us a favor. To date, we've never been in the App Store. We actually had Shopify reach out to us 3 or 4 months ago, and they said, hey, you're one of the top 10 Shopify apps in the world, and you're not even in the App Store. They were like, we need to fix that. So we said, yeah, okay. So we did a bunch of work on the code. The dev team got everything kind of cleaned and patched up, and we launched to the App Store. This was 2 or 3 weeks ago at this point. Do us a favor. If you've been using ShineOn for any length of time, if we've helped you achieve any level of success, it would mean the world to us if you go to our app listing in the Shopify App Store and leave an honest review. You just go to apps.shopify.com/ShineOn. Or you can go to apps.shopify.com, type ShineOn in the search bar. Will be the very first result. This is kind of what it looks like. Click into that and scroll all the way down to the bottom and click write a review right here. Please leave us an honest review. We would seriously, guys, it would mean the world to us. Your reviews help us rank higher in the search engine. So it makes us more discoverable. As a company, being part of ShineOn, it means the world to us. So please go leave us a review. All right, ShineOnChallenge.com. If you're interested in that, this is the 14-day challenge. It's $27. Get your first sale, you get the $27 back. So if you're interested in this, especially if you're new, this is very valuable. Go check it out, ShineOnChallenge.com. Next, we've got the Treasury. We're launching a new course literally every quarter. You can go to ShineOnTreasury.com, and for $500, you get access to literally all of our courses. It's $500 every 6 months, I believe it is. And you get access to literally all of the courses. So go check that out. We're constantly releasing new ones too. So it's a great value. All right. ShineOn Creative. So this is Gil. Chris, I actually think you know Gil as well.
Gil and I are friends. It's awesome. Great. He does great work.
Yeah. So Gil here runs a Facebook group called ShineOn Creatives. and he'll make like UGC videos and things like that for you that you can run in your TikTok ads or your Facebook ads, things like that. They're really cool. So go to ShineOn Creatives, the Facebook group. If you'd like to take advantage of that, his name is Gil Jimenez, and it's great work. Great work. We used him internally for a little while. So I can personally vouch for Gil's work here. And then finally, I think this is finally, it's getting pretty close to finally anyways. We partnered with Mario. He's got a done with you scaling program. If you're new and you think you're sitting on a product that can scale, I would highly encourage you, go to ShineOnScalingWithMario.com, set up a call with him. Mario will look at your product, review it, and if he thinks it's a good fit, he'll actually come alongside you and help you scale the product. If it's your first time scaling, you need the help of a mentor or a coach. That can literally 3, 4, 5x the revenue you'll get on that product. Trust me on this, people. If it's your first time scaling, you do want to take advantage of this. You can learn the ropes from somebody else's experience who's done it 15, 20, 25, 30 times. They'll help you get your funnel in order. They'll help you optimize your ads, all that kind of stuff. So you definitely need a mentor or a coach if it's your first time scaling. It is well worth the investment. Trust me on that. ShineOnScalingWithMario.com if you'd like to look at what Mario has to offer. Chris, I'm sure, would help you scale as well. So reach out to Chris.
I also have a private coaching program, and a lot of people have been successful with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end too, Chris. I'll give you a few minutes to tell everybody about that.
Beautiful.
All right. So Shot of Espresso, launch them every single week. I believe it's on Thursdays. It's literally free value. It's like, honestly, guys, we should be charging for it. It's completely free. It's in the Facebook group. If you want to find all this stuff, just at the top of the Facebook group, go to the featured button. I believe it's still called featured. It might be called announcements if Facebook switched us all back. Who knows? They have a mind of their own. But right in here, anything we've pinned to the group or we've made an announcement, you'll see it. It's all curated in a list. So that's every shot of espresso, every coffee with Michael. All the good stuff is literally right there. So go check it out.
By the way, I want to make a comment on Facebook making changes. I occasionally get that from people in my videos. Hey, your video layout is slightly different than Facebook. 95 to 98% of the changes that Facebook makes are cosmetic. The actual functionality is exactly the same, but they woke up one day and decided we want to change the terminology. We want to change the layout a little bit. So just if you see a video and the layout's a little different, just look around a little bit and use some common sense. You'll figure out that it's basically the same. It's all there. It just looks different.
I can totally vouch for that. I can tell you that we've ran the group now for 2 years, and the way they do pinned posts or announcements has changed probably 4 times. And it hasn't been 4 different changes. It's literally they went from version A to version B, back to version A, back to version B. They just keep it's whiplash.
It's really weird.
Yeah. All right, man. You ready to get into this?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm ready.
Cool. So Christmas product angles. So first of all, tell everybody what you mean here when you say product angle. What are angles? How can people apply them? Things like that. Then we can get into the different angles you recommend.
Okay. All right. So angle is just a methodology of thinking and coming up with a unique product idea. Okay. And I've been doing this for a very long time. Been working with ShineOn for a long time as well. And I've come up with 6 different angles. Now, we're going to talk about mostly message cards for these different products, but they can apply to other products types, the pendants and stuff like that. So, for example, I love you is a product angle, or you're the ugliest father, but I appreciate you anyway. That's a product angle. That's making fun of your father, humor. Right? So these are different, twists and things you can do on a product to make the product good, right? And the most common one are, especially with jewelry items, are respect and love. But people are very limited. They're limiting themselves to those 2. So probably, by the way, some of you guys have seen this thing. Well, I've seen this before, right? Don't get off the call. Don't get off the call. I'll tell you for 2 reasons. Number one is we decided to do this again because often you need repeating the same thing over and over again for you to learn it, right? Really learn it. I had to go back and watch many things the second time. And number 2, to make sure that this is different and unique, we're going to go into my very cheap Facebook ads initial product testing method that's going to save you tons of money, thousands of dollars for advertising. So just a review for some people, new for others, but then you're all going to get my cheap advertising method.
Yeah, and this is a method you've been using for like 4 years, and it's still producing results.
Longer than that. So it's about
And
2013.
And it's like $5 to do it. So
guys, starts off with about $5-10 on day one. That's right.
Yeah. All right, cool. So let's get into it. So angles are just they're kind of a position on a phrase, right? It's kind of like, are you trying to be funny? Are you trying to be respectful? Are you going for the sentimental play? It's that kind of thing. So let's jump into it.
By the way, let me add one other thing. Is I don't think you should sit down and say, okay, I'm going to do love with wit. I'm going to do love. I'm going to do make fun, and just take one of each today. I find that people aren't affected that way. I would sit down today and say, okay, today I'm going to go for number 4. I'm going to go for humor. And I'm going to try to make 3, 4, 5, however many good ones I think I can make in one day, how much time I have, and focus all on that. And then you get in the mindset of making it better. So I recommend you do one at a time.
Okay, gotcha. And then just rotate through them? Is that what you're saying?
Rotate through them or whatever for a couple. And some people find they're better at one type over the other. As most of my private coaching students, I find that eventually they'll nail it down to 1 or 2 that they're really good at, and they stick with that. Okay,
very cool. All right, let's jump into it. So the first one here is respect.
Okay, respect, and this is very similar to love, but there is a slight difference, and I realized that recently. This one's added a few months ago. I realized that it's slightly different. Respecting and loving, really lovey-dovey, is a little bit different. So let's show the first example.
Okay.
Here, it's a little small on my phone, which means I got the deck here on my iPad Pro here. World's greatest mom, right? So respecting, right? To the world, you are my mother, but to your family, you are the world. So that's just like saying, hey, she's the leader of the family, right? Without her, we couldn't exist. So that's more of a respect than a love thing. Yeah, although love might be included.
It's like reverence. I kind of see what you're saying here. Yep.
Okay, next one.
Okay.
Dad, the man, the myth, the legend. This has been selling a lot. I mean, one of the best-selling Christmas presents I had a long, long time ago was a T-shirt that said, you could put the person's name, so Dave or Michael or whatever. Name, it was personalized one. The man, the myth, the beer drinking legend. This play on this phrase, but this is about respect. You could, if you're targeting the bestie niche, right? Your friendship niche, you can use, the tennis lady, the woman, the myth, the legend. So this is a respect, pure respect.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense to me. It's kind of about honoring the position in the relationship. It's not.
That's right.
Yeah, I get it. It's not necessary. Yeah, it's kind of about acknowledging the the role, the position, or the authority in the relationship, not so much the sentiment of the relationship.
That's right.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Next one.
Yep.
This one, funny, brave, captain, hero, helpful friend. This could be to your friend, to your father, right? But the point is, this is all respect words. Hey, look, you are my friend, you're my father, you're right. You can give this a father thing, you can give this a father's gift, a brother gift, right? But it's about respect again here.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, this one makes sense to me. I get this one. Okay.
Next one, loving. This is by far the most common. And I'm not saying don't do this, but I'm just saying, guys, think about this for a second. If you're making a loving one, you are taking the most common product angle that everyone's been doing for ShineOn jewelry. How long has ShineOn been around now? I can't remember. I think it's 2016. That's right, 16. And so if you're going to do loving phrase, that's fine. I think you should do this angle because it's the most common one. It does sell really well. But you need to put a lot more effort into your product, right? Into coming up with something unique and original. I highly recommend Franken-phrasing. We'll get to that in a second. That's something that I've been doing for a long, long time and teaching. And my God, I don't know if you learned it from me or someone else, but anyway, Michael figured out a cool phrase for it. I used to call it mixing. Just mixing the messages.
Yeah, I definitely was not the first one to discover it, but I was the first one to give it a name. So.
Yeah, it was a really cool name, and I borrowed the name back.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, loving.
Okay,
you want to go to the first one?
Yep.
Okay, Whoops,
To
sorry.
my mom. Because you believe in me, you dream for me, your devotion to me, I have always felt anchored in faith, hope, and love. So this is actually a mixture of respect and love. They can be both. By the way, you'll find out that some of these messages can be both. But basically, she's saying, yeah, I feel my life has strength and has faith and love because of your love for me.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense to me. Well, and again, it says kind of I love you here at the end. It's all about kind of the sentiment in the relationship. Yep. Okay.
That's right. Oh, by the way, I want to point out something here. Go back to the graphic.
This
flowers and hearts. Oh my God. You've seen all the message cards. What percentage of loving message cards do you see that have flowers and hearts?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of them.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I'm not saying, again, don't do flowers and hearts, because if the design looks good, but don't pigeonhole yourself into thinking you have to have flowers and hearts. There are other backgrounds that you can do. In fact, sometimes even plain backgrounds with good looking text can work really well as well. So you don't always, again, strive to be different, right? Whether you're advertising on TikTok or advertising on Facebook, or whether you're selling on Etsy, if your message card looks so similar to all the other ones out there, it just doesn't stand out. It doesn't stop the scroll.
Yeah, it's all about zigging when others zag.
That's right.
This is why, I always use this as the example. It was a year ago, maybe, or 2 years ago. I can't remember. But I remember everybody was selling jewelry, and everybody was going after the sentimental kind of play, like the romance stuff, or the mother to daughter, and they were going after, it was like the love angle, right? And I remember in particular, Ronnie McKenzie tried humor.
And, Ronnie took coaching with me in the past.
Yeah. So he tried humor, and I remember he totally broke the mold and had a bestseller.
And he was
doing something with jewelry. Honestly, guys, I did not think it could work, because the style of humor, it was a little bit vulgar, let's say. And I just did not think that would work with jewelry. And people loved it. They thought it was really funny, and it was kind of surprising because there's this contrast. It's a jewelry item. You wouldn't expect it to be kind of brash, right? The message, but it was, and it just clicked with a lot of people, and it worked.
So we'll get more into that here in the next slide. I talk about that angle. So
cool. All right, keep going.
Yep.
All right, next.
Okay, Daddy. By the way, I'm using mug cups because mug cups are one of the most common gift products by far for Print on Demand advertising on Facebook, because mug cups were the Print on Demand world started with T-shirts. Then when mugs came, and then gradually now jewelry and other stuff you can sell. But anyway, the expressions on mugs are something you can definitely use on jewelry too, especially message cards. So I just want to give you examples, right? The key is to give you guys the phrase examples, not necessarily the product examples.
It's all good. Yeah, okay. I mean, these don't work so well in cold acquisition anymore because it's too expensive.
Yeah. Daddy, a son first. Yeah, hero, a daughter. Wait. Daddy, sorry, I'm a little sleepy, I guess. Daddy, a son's first hero and a daughter's first love. Okay, again, this is loving, but also has respect mixed in.
Yeah, got it. Okay,
here we go. Next one. This is one of the most common phrases ever. Back in 2015, I was doing the drop shipping necklace from China, and I crushed it with this exact expression.
I remember when this was super freaking popular.
I killed it with this. Grandmother and granddaughter. The love between a grandmother and granddaughter is forever, right? Clearly a loving phrase. Yeah. This doesn't need any explanation whatsoever.
Cool. Okay.
Now, Franken phrases. Again, this is really important. Okay, guys. Your loving message angle is the most common angle out there for jewelry, bar none. 70 to 80% of the message cards, or even pendant jewelry items, or whatever they are, you're selling via ShineOn, will be loving messages. So if you're just regurgitating the exact same message that other people are selling, you can guarantee you that that's exactly what everyone else is doing, because it's just easy. You do a little bit of research, you find something that's selling well on Etsy. Okay, I'm copying the same message, I'm making my own little unique site. Boom, I'm up to go. And you did that today, and so did Bob, and so did Jenny, and so did Kim, and so did Kim's pet monkey, and then his pet dog did that, and then suddenly there's how many newbies trying to advertise the exact same thing when they're not really good at marketers, and you didn't have a unique product. And yet then people go in the group and say, this doesn't work. What's not working is you're not being creative enough. I'm just sorry to be a jerk, but this is tough love. And this is what I do to my coaching students, by the way, all the time. I mean, my coaches, man, you're brutal. I've been coaching students say this all the time, but this is why they break through, because I just give it to them straight.
Yeah, by the way, I mean, I'm totally with you on this. You said it before. You're like, people just do not think deeply enough about really the product. And the product is key to making this whole thing work. So you have to take it to the next level if you want to see any type of success here.
Okay, so let's talk about franken-phrasing. So let's go to the next phrase. So basically, franken-phrasing would be to take these all different messages that you find and you mix them and match them together. That's basically it. So you take a little piece of one, a little piece of another, maybe a little piece of another, and you mix and match them together. Another form of franken-phrasing is rewriting.
Yeah.
But I think you should rewrite more than once, because if you rewrite one time, the first time your message ends up being so similar to the original. Rewrite once, go have a coffee, go eat lunch, come back and hit it again. Yeah, go take a break and then hit it again. Because a little time in between, you end up coming up with new ways of saying the same thing.
Yeah, it's like you're enforcing the telephone game in a sense. It's like you're making a copy of a copy of a copy.
That's right. Yeah. And that's how you come up with something original and unique. And then the other thing is, if you live in a foreign country and you're not, English is not your native language, and at the same time, you're not really good at English. I've met some people who are English not their language, and they speak English better than some Americans do. But there are times where it just hits, this is the mark. A loving phrase or a human phrase, and it's just, there's a nuance there missing. So if you can find someone you can sound off your messages with in that situation, that I highly recommend that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that too. By the way, look around in the Facebook group. Just ask people here if you need a buddy. I'm sure somebody will volunteer to help you out.
Okay. All right, next one. Make fun of the person. Okay, so again, now we're getting the humor angle. Ronnie having that massive, one of the best winners of all time with ShineOn, based on using this angle. Okay, so guys, this really works well on message cards. Okay, because the actual gift in and of itself is not the message card. It's the necklace. It's the message card that gives it the secret sauce, the phrase that pays, that sells the necklace. But the actual gift the person's going to wear is the necklace, the Cuban chain. Sorry, I almost dropped my iPad. The watch, right? That's the actual gift. So,
yeah, you're saying, so what you mean there is basically like you have a license to do whatever you want, basically, with the message card.
That's right.
Because it's going to stay personal. It's going to stay hidden. There's a good chance nobody else is even going to see it. People are just going to be wearing, the necklace is the only thing visible to the world. So
that's right.
You're saying have some fun here.
Yeah, you can absolutely have some fun with it, and it can work. So let's take a look at some other ones here, okay?
Okay.
World's greatest farter. Oh, I mean, father.
Right.
Right. You know, just poking fun of your dad, right? I love this next one. Okay. This next one is this used to be a big seller. I love this one. Dad, making socks and sandals look cool since forever. This used to be a big seller, but anyways, it's sort of been played over and over again now, but I just absolutely love that one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, anyway, I'm feeling you on that.
So, I mean, imagine putting that a humorous message like this on a wall, on a message card with a watch. right? And the dad gets it and he laughs at the message and he's got a cool looking watch at the same time. It's a great gift and people will buy it if the message resonates.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Next one is humor, pure humor. Okay.
Right.
So making fun of and humor is a bit different. Okay. Making fun of is directly, without being mean, poking fun at someone, right? Humor is just making a joke in general.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So let's talk about this. Next one. Okay. For Father's Day, we bought you this watch with your money.
Yeah.
Or for Christmas, we bought you this watch with your money, right?
Yeah, totally. Well,
And how many?
it reminds me of that one where it's like oh man, what is it? You know, it'll say Happy Mother's Day, blah blah blah, from your favorite child or whatever.
I have that one here on here too as an example.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Should I jump to the next?
That's right. By the way, I want to point out, guys, I'm pulling out some pretty common examples. So if it's on this particular stream or video, most likely it's been done a lot. So I wouldn't actually recommend you use these ones.
Yeah, do not copy these.
Because these ones have been done over and over again.
Yeah.
I've done several of these in the past on different product types.
These have been around for years.
Yes, exactly. So, and I've used I've sold most of these I'm showing you. I've sold in the past, not necessarily on jewelry, but on different items. So I've been in this game for a long, long time. But the point is, they're great examples, and it teaches you the angles. Okay. Oh, here we go. That's the one about the child. I know we don't have to say out loud that I'm your favorite child.
Right.
I've seen this on message cards as well.
Yeah. And there's that one where it's like, shoot, I hope I don't steal it. Yeah. There's the one where it's like, from a dog, or no, man, it's like from a dog to a dog dad. And it's kind of like, hey, if it's like, man, what is it? It's something that's like, I love you this, I love you that. If it wasn't you, I'd punch them in the face and then go find you. I can't remember what it is, but it's.
Yeah, I have that one up. I have something similar coming.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. By the way, gotta give Robin some props here. She really made this thing very holiday.
Yeah, I saw that.
Every single one of these. Look at this. You got like bows going on. You got the Santa going on. So props, Robin. Thanks for keeping us in the holiday spirit here.
Does he know who Robin is? Michael and I made the actual content, but our slides look like crap. We just had him like laid out the text. We handed off to Robin, who's a ShineOn team, and she made him look good. So this is not ours. It's not my skills or Michael's skill at all.
Yeah, we can't take any credit for this, people. It's without a team, we're nothing up here. We're empty suits. All right.
Okay. All right, here we go. So love with wit. Okay, I used to originally call this pattern interrupt, but people would say, "What's a pattern interrupt?" And so I changed it with love with wit. Okay, so anyone who's ever taken speech or debate class or school, right, during your education, I was in the debate and speech club for 4 years in university, and one of the most common things that they teach, one of the most common ways to open a speech, you'll see it all the time. Go watch tons of politicians give speeches. This is all the time. So they will start off the speech saying something that's pretty common idea or concept, right? And so everyone's in their minds expecting what the end is going to be, but they make a twist at the end, and then they got your attention. Right. And this is politicians do this all the time, and it's not by accident. It's by design. It works. I've done this a lot. So let me give you an example, right? Les Brown, a public speaker, very early in his speech, they'll talk a little bit. They'll say, and everyone, practice makes, what's the
perfect
end there? Perfect. No, not perfect. Get that out of your mind. There's no such thing as perfect. He's got you.
Yeah,
right.
Totally.
He's got your attention. So I stole that, like that concept, speech for message cards here, and this is called love with wit. So basically, you start off with one pattern and you twist it up at the end, and this is powerful. Let's dig into this.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. This first one's not necessarily love, but it's still a pattern interrupt example. And it's a great one. Dear Dad, thank you for putting up with a spoiled, ungrateful, bratty child. You're expecting me like me, right?
Yeah, right.
No, like my brother.
Yeah.
Love your favorite.
Yeah,
This is not love with wit, but this is an incredibly great example of a pattern interrupt. So this is why I put it in there. You're expecting, as you're reading, you're expecting, like me, right? But instead, no, like my brother.
One thing I want to call out real quick about the cadence of the phrase. So, I read a little bit about stand-up comedy because it's interesting to me that there's like an art form to like people crafting jokes and things like that. And there's actually a method. It's called like the 1-2-3 method or something like that. But it's where you have two things that are alike and then one thing that's different, just like this, right? So it's thanks for putting up with a spoiled, ungrateful, and then the hook is on the third one.
That's
bratty
right.
child like my brother, right? So anyway, if you're gonna take an angle like this, you're probably gonna want to, once you find the phrase or you frankenphrase something together, you're gonna want to read it out loud, hear yourself say it, make sure it flows and there's a cadence to it, and people don't get tripped up on the words. And anyway, that particular framework or whatever prevents that from happening. So I thought I'd call that out.
That's great. That's great. I'm gonna add that to my toolbox.
Cool. All right. Next.
Okay. Dear Mom, thank you for being my mom. If I had a different mom, I'd go punch her in the face and go find you. Love your favorite. Okay.
This is the one.
Yeah. Let me give another example, right? I don't have the slide for it, but one I've done in the past. To my loving wife, I'm going to sort of paraphrase here because I don't remember exactly. It's a pretty long one, but it was a really long one, but thank you for being, thank you for being there with me my entire life. Thank you for making me food. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for, being my angel, my love, and blah, blah. Thank you for putting up with me through my rough times, bad times. And I put up with your farts every night in bed. Love your husband. Yeah. I've actually done a little joke. It's like what? No.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it's unexpected, and that's why it's funny. It's because you don't expect it to be coming. So okay.
So suddenly now I put up with your farts. So I should have added that one here. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, man. I mean, these are good. All right, niche down.
Okay, so niche down. So this is when you add a niche angle to your thing. And now I want to talk about this in detail. So let's go to the next slide. Okay. All right. So I mean, there's literally thousands of niches. And guys, don't be afraid to go after a small. Everyone wants to go after the big niches, like the dog niche, the cat niche, the some of these massive niches. And I get that because there's a big pie, right? And you're thinking to yourself, okay, there's this massive pie. If I can just get this little piece, great. I make a lot of money. Boom. Well, the problem is though, there's a lot of competition. If you go after a smaller niche that's maybe not as big a pie, but there's less players, you can become a big fish in a little pond.
Right.
Rather than a small fish in a big pond. So I'm not saying don't go after the bike. If that's what you want to do, go for it and do it full bore. But don't be afraid to push the envelope, guys. I have had people, I mean, literally twice this year, 2 times this year, okay? I've had people sign up for my private coaching program this year who said, Chris, I'm thinking about this niche. I'm like, I'm not going to say what they are, but I'm like, is that even a niche? And then I go on to Facebook and I look it up. It's like 7 million people. I'm like, that's not a big niche, because even when Facebook says 7 million, Facebook really pushes the envelope as far as who they include in that targeting audience. So if it says 7 million, probably it's more like 4 million or 5 million, maybe. Right? Because Facebook is always trying to add new people. That's the way Facebook ads audiences are created. Okay, let me explain to you the way Facebook ads audiences are created, because this will open your mind here. Okay, I am a beer drinker, a big time beer drinker. Right? I love drinking beer, and I post a lot of pictures of beer, and I also eat a lot of meat, and I post a lot of pictures of eating meat. Well, if you're my friend, right, on Facebook, guess what's going to happen? If they're going to test beer-related ads to you, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. They're going to see if you react. If you don't react, they're going to remove you from the audience. But they keep doing that over and over and over again. They got their core audience, but they want to expand that and offer more advertising space to advertisers. So what they do is they go out and they friends of friends, and they go out and they see if they like that, because they're operating under the assumption birds of a feather, stick together. Or what's it? Birds of a feather? Flock together. Flock together. So they're operating under that premise. They go out and they try to push the envelope on the audiences. So the audience size that Facebook gives you, it's always much bigger than reality.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so anyway, and they're crushing it with that niche. I was just blown away. And the other one person is, I wouldn't say crushing it, but doing very well. They have they're on the borderline of being able to quit their job. Maybe yes, maybe.
That's incredible.
One person's totally crushing it, and the other person is doing well. Definitely can pay for extra vacations with his family. The stress is over, but he's like, it's really just on the borderline of what I'm making with my job. So my wife's like, maybe we should keep this one going, just double our income and have our safety net of the job at the same time. So he once he gets to the level. But the point is, these two niches that I didn't even know exist. I've been doing this for a decade, and I never even heard of these niches. They're working.
Yeah,
so don't be afraid.
Man.
Don't be afraid of trying something unique and different. Okay, now let's talk about something really, really important with niches. This is the most important thing ever. Okay? This is the most important thing. Drum roll. You guys need to hear this, okay? Just taking your phrase and saying, to my biker mom, and putting a picture of a bike. To my tennis mom, putting a picture of a tennis racket. To my hiking mom, putting a picture of hiking boots, is not enough. It is unequivocally not enough. I have seen this done over and over and over and over again. You take the exact same phrase, and all you do is make a little twist at the top and make a little image change. And 99% of the time, it does not work. It will never work. It's just not niched enough. But people say to themselves, oh, yeah, I'm niching. I'm just going to add a little image of the niche and then put to my baseball loving mom or whatever, and to my soccer mom. And it just doesn't work. It just doesn't. It falls flat. And the reason why is
you have to incorporate, you have to take something from the niche that's unique to the niche and then bring it into the phrase itself.
That's right.
Yeah.
You have to go in, as I put this point number 2, use niche words in the product message in and of itself.
Right.
So if we're talking soccer mom, you want to use soccer ball and goal and kick in the phrase. So if you have to my soccer mom, and then you're adding, when I met you, I felt like I'm just trying to do it off my head, but it was the goal of my life. I what's the word they do? Goal! And you put a long goal, hallelujah.
If you're good with puns, this is your thing. Like Tammy in the company, she's amazing with puns. Mm-hmm. I call her the pun master. She would be excellent at this. You have some examples, though. We want to walk through them?
Yep, I do.
Probably be a good time for that anyway.
I have one example, but it's so perfect. We just need one.
This is good.
To my greatest catch. That doesn't even say fishing wife, right? Because it's true. Birds of a feather flock together. So if the husband likes fishing, probably the wife does. And obviously there's different couples out there, but majority of the time, yes. Okay? Because they have commonality, right? So it doesn't even say to my fishing partner, to my fishing wife, to my greatest catch. That is great phrasing for fishing. Of all the fish in the sea, I'm so glad you swam to me. So the fish would swim. Every moment I spend with you is a dream come true. Love your fisherman. This is so well done and clever. It's amazing.
Yeah. By the way, if you guys want some examples of this, you can literally just go to images.google.com and type fishing t-shirt. There really are a ton of them. I've seen one, I'm going to totally butcher it, but it's the day I hooked you. I can't remember. It was they brought in hook and then reel. and you were the greatest catch. They brought kind of all those in, but it was really clever the way they did it. So if you want examples of this, please go to images.google.com and search around. There are tons of these, and they're really cool.
I just thought of a fishing t-shirt I saw the other day. It's really dirty. I'm not sure I can say it on this call.
Yeah, we keep things a little PG-13 around here.
The fishing niche has a lot of edgy stuff. Let's just call it that.
Another one I saw a long time ago. Obviously, this wouldn't work with jewelry. It was targeting the knitting niche, and there was a play on Dr. Seuss. So it was like, I'll knit in a house and on a boat and in a tree and in a from the Green Eggs and Ham Dr. Seuss book. So anyway, there's tons of ways to do this. I wouldn't recommend maybe stealing from a popular book. That's not what I'm saying there. I'm just using it as an example of how you tie the niche into the phrase itself.
That's right. You tie it, and guys, if you want to borrow from famous stuff, that's fine, but borrow from it. Don't just copy it. You can get in trouble with copyright infringement. So you want to rewrite it and make changes and twists it so it's clearly uniquely your own.
Yeah.
Right, so now, shall we jump into advertising?
Yeah, let's do it here.
Okay.
So now we're getting to the $5 Facebook ad testing method, people. So we're going to shift gears a little bit mentally. We're talking about Facebook ad testing methods now. So go ahead.
Okay, so now you have your product. Now you want to get into Facebook ads testing. Okay. All right. So the most important thing here, guys. Okay. And I might scare some people off from advertising, but that's not my point here. Okay. Advertising is great. Advertising rocks. You can make so much money advertising if you do it right. And the thing about all these advertising platforms is they'll let you spend as much money as you want. Etsy is the only one that limits you. Facebook, TikTok, Google, YouTube, all of them will let you spend money. So you can take your product that's got 1 or 2 sales and go up to 100 sales, and it can happen in days. It can. But you got to do it right. Okay. That's the thing. Okay. So I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm just trying to give you a reality check. And most newbies, they make a product, they spend a lot of time thinking about it, they've got their design done, sometimes they do design themselves, and they're all excited about their product, and they so want it to work that they don't see the data that's right in front of them that's telling them really clear. The data is punching them in the face saying, stop running this ad. It's not effing working. Excuse my language. Right. But they keep going and keep going. And next thing you know, you're $100 in or $200 in on a product that you should have killed a long time ago. And then you burn through your marketing budget. So here, advertising is dangerous if you do not follow it and accept the following. All right? Reality check, mindset. Most products will not sell well through paid ads. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I totally do. Most of your time is going to be spent in failure.
That's right.
Yep.
This is like hitting a baseball, right? If you got 3 out of 10 that are selling, right? Tess, you're in the you know how good you are? You're in the Baseball Hall of Fame. If you can get 3 hits in 10 at bats, you're in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. This is like that. Okay. So if you're getting 1 or 2 per 10, you're doing well. Okay. That's the reality. Okay. But you're saying, well, how do I make money with this? Because I just explained to you, you can infinitely scale winning ideas if you find that one that's working. Right. So next part, do not get emotionally attached to your product. This is something that even myself, after a decade in, I still do this sometimes. And I literally sometimes have to get off my computer and go look myself in the mirror and say, Chris, do not get emotionally attached to your product. Even I will have this great idea. I'll be out with my buddies having a beer or whatever, drinking. Oh, I got this great product idea. And I go and I message my designer immediately. We get it done 2 days later. I'm all excited about it, and then it bombs. And despite what I'm seeing, the data I'm seeing, I really want to keep going. So I actually still, to this day, after 10 years in this business, have to fight this urge. Right? So don't get emotionally attached to your product, okay? Period. You agree with that?
Totally. Yeah, it's data over everything, as Reggie said a couple weeks ago. The people that are good at this they could literally run the ads blind. So what I mean is they could not even know what the product is, right?
Absolutely. I could totally do that for someone.
What's that?
I could totally do that. I have no idea what your product is. I could run your ad campaign completely.
Yeah, you just look at the data and ads manager. It's like a video game. You just look at the data and ads manager and then just respond to it appropriately.
That's right.
Yeah. So I'm with you on that 100%.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the $5. It's not quite $5. So you should set up more than one. By the way, this is my methodology for jewelry. If those of you who've ever seen any of my training, I sell other stuff too. There's a slight difference. I don't use engagement ads. Okay. I don't use engagement ads for jewelry. I learned very quickly not to. And the reason why is for some reason that to me is even mind-boggling to this day, whether it's a funny joke, jewelry item or whatever, they just don't get the same viral reaction jewelry items don't that a t-shirt or hat or whatever a mug cup will. It just doesn't. And so it's bizarre to me, and I'm puzzled by it, but this doesn't work. In fact, I've taken a good jewelry item that's selling through conversion ads and ran an engagement ad to it. It was funny, interesting, just to see if I could pump up the engagement, social proof, and maybe get some viral sales from the shares. Didn't get engagement, even though it was selling. So it didn't like a few little shares and comments. So if you guys have heard me teach my other stuff, talk about engagement ads for jewelry items, throw that out the window. Just don't even do that. Okay. So what I do with jewelry items, I like to set, or I also teach my students to do, is set up conversion ads, not campaign budget optimization. I love campaign budget optimization. CBO is awesome for scaling. I don't like it for testing. I just don't think it's that effective. I mix it can work. I'm not gonna say it can't work. It does, but I just don't think it's the best way for testing. I think using ad set level optimization. And you guys are wondering what the difference is. A CBO, campaign budget optimization, you put the budget on the campaign. And then you can have multiple assets underneath and Facebook spreading the money as they see fit. I don't want to do that. I personally don't like that for initial testing. I want to go the old style, budget on the ad set, budget on the ad set, budget on the ad set. Is that clear? I hope. Okay.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Most of our audience should understand the difference between CBO and ABO.
Okay.
So
I like to do 2 to 3 ad sets. Okay, to different targets, reasonable targets. Okay, so if you're targeting the dog niche, for example, that's exactly the example. You might want to target dog rescue and one ad set, and another ad set you would target dog food. Another ad set you might target a breed, right? And by the way, mix and match and try different things, right? So in each ad set, you want to spend $5 only. Now you're probably saying that's not a lot of money to spend. I'm not going to get a lot of good data. And the thing is, this first day is not about making tons of sales, and it's not about driving the product. It's about one thing: getting rid of sure losers cheaply and quickly. Getting rid of sure losers. Because keep in mind what we had talked about in the beginning. If you test out 10 products and you get one to sell, you're doing well. So I want to test out a lot of products. I want to test out 20, 30, 40, 50 products because I want to find that one that's really scalable, and I want to get rid of those sure losers cheaply.
Right.
I want to only focus on the ones that are showing some promise. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's the I'm going to give you a clever name for this one. It's the $5 filter method, right?
$5 filter method. Exactly. That's exactly what we're doing.
You're using it as a filter to get rid of crap products.
That's right. Exactly. It's a $5 filter method. I'm gonna use that. Call this going forward.
Go ahead. Okay? You can have that for free. I'm not even going to charge you for that one. Go ahead.
Now, ad creative. This is really debatable. Okay, I know plenty of good friends and my friends and teach this method differently, and their argument for doing that is fine. I think it actually works. I just don't like to do it that way. I like to do one ad creative per ad set. Okay. And the reason being is this: Facebook will not spend the money equally per ad creative if you spread it over 2 or 3. It just doesn't. Facebook will favor one very quickly because it starts to get some reaction. And then Facebook will say, okay, I got these 2 ad creatives. Oh, this one's got a good reaction now. I'm going to put all the money on this one or most of the money on this one and not this one. The thing is, though, Facebook makes that decision very quickly with not a lot of data. Very little ad spend. You can get $2 into your ad, and Facebook's already said this one's the better one. Any statistician out there realizes that is not enough data. So if you want to test out different ad creatives, that's fine. Set up a new campaign, new different ad sets. Have this campaign with one ad creative and this campaign with one ad creative. Then you're spending equally on both, so you can get real, tangible data.
Right.
So this is why I don't do more than one ad creative per product. And again, I want to repeat, I am not saying that that's a bad method because I know it works. I've had students who've taken coaching from other people come over and want to learn skilling from me, and they do that, and I see it's working. So I'm not saying that other method doesn't work, but I personally have a preference for getting pure data and making sure that I split test properly.
Yeah, it totally makes sense, man. I've heard arguments on both sides of that as well. So I've done both as well. So,
you've done both, yeah. There's an argument that made, and both can work. So that's okay. Yeah. All right. So next thing, reading data after day 1. Okay. This is going to shock most people. This is going to totally shock most people. My most important matrix is not a purchase. It's not add to carts. Okay. I have seen so many times where I've gotten one sale. I've had coaches just get one sale and they're getting $5 link clicks. So we spent $15 on day 1. We got 3 link clicks for $5 and we got a purchase. And they're all excited and they want to keep going. Woohoo! Got a sale. I said, man, this does not look promising. They're like, what? I got a sale. You got one sale and one out of cart. You got 3 link clicks at $5. And then guess what happens? Right at day 2, day 3, they want to raise the budget. They do. They make no more sales at all, maybe one more. They end up $100 down or $200 down. Okay. I look at link clicks as my most important metric on day 1. Not saying the whole campaign forever, just saying out of the gate. Because think about this. If you're not getting link clicks at a good pace, does this sound like it's long-term, profitable, and sustainable? I don't care if you have a sale. Think about it for a second, right? If I'm getting $4 or $5 link clicks, do you think you can, even if you got a sale, do you think you can scale a scalable product, Michael?
Yeah, probably not. Probably
not. Exactly. Yeah. So my most important metric on day 1 is cost per link click. Now, I used to be even. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, this is what I love about it. Look, Chris has been doing this for years. I think you taught this even in the coaching program that I signed up for 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. What I love about it though is it's just so contrary to what everybody else is doing. That's why I really love this method. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm looking at link clicks. In fact, I used to be stricter, but I find it with jewelry items and you know, normal company, you're getting the link clicks a bit higher. So if I don't have at least one ad set getting $2 or less per link click, I'm out on the campaign basically no matter what. Occasionally, I might say, let me try a new audience. Maybe I'll set up a couple new ad sets to try different audiences. Maybe I'll do that. I do that occasionally, but basically I'm out. Now, if I got one ad set doing badly, one ad set getting decent link clicks, another one that borderline. Give me an example. One ad set's getting 2 link clicks for $2.50. Another ad set's getting 3 link clicks for $1.75, and I got one that's about $2.10. I might leave the 2 on for one more day and see what happens, right? And so the point is, day 1, I'm looking at link click costs. If you're not getting good link clicks, now obviously, guys, there's a lot to this. I can't sit here. I mean, I have a whole course and I have a coaching program on this, but I just want to throw this out there. If you're not getting good link clicks, you should be pessimistic.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have time to teach every nuance and detail on this short thing, right? But just want to give you the honest truth. Now, next steps. Okay, next steps. I like to add, say it's working. I like to start adding new, bigger budget ABOs. Again, $10, $15, $20, $25. maybe even 30. All right. I want to test out a couple bigger budget ones to see how they're doing. In that case, I'm looking at all the matrix, purchases, add to carts, link clicks. I'm looking at them in combination, because they tell a story. They tell a story, right? I'm getting good purchases. Oh, I'm getting decent add to carts. Oh, I'm getting good link click costs. When those three things combined, woohoo! Yeah, I'm on to something. If it's just cost per purchase, but your link clicks are bad, I'm skeptical. I've seen this so many times. I'm skeptical. So if you're just looking at cost per purchase in a vacuum, it's a mistake.
Yeah, every single time I've seen a solid winning product, you can go in and set up rules, right, around that product, and you can begin to turn on like the rules that will automatically turn things on or off or adjust ad spend or whatever, and you can do it based on clicks, add to carts, and purchases. You can literally have rules set up at every level to keep that thing in check. So I totally agree with you on that. It should be that predictable.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and for now, there might be rare exceptions, but for 99% of the scalable products, you're getting good link clicks, you're getting good add to carts, and you're getting good purchase. You have a combination of the three. It tells the story. I always tell people purchases plus add to carts plus link clicks tell a story. And again, I could scale your campaign without even knowing what we're selling if I see that data. And then the last but not least, and I'm sorry, guys, but this is proprietary to my private coaching students or my course mastermind members. And guys have seen some of the screenshots on my test, on my course, and some of the incredible ROAS we're getting. But I have a unique CBO method, and I know it's unique because I've had people sign up for my coaching and say, "Whoa, this is different." They literally say that, and I've heard that over and over and over again. I call it Chris Blair's Golden Goose CBO method. You guys saw the other day the 7 ROAS, 8 ROAS, 9 ROAS one student's getting this exact CBO method.
On your Facebook profile is where you shared that?
Yep, it works. But this is predicated on tons of stuff. One, you get a good winning product idea. Number 2, you have a good site layout, right? That's going to convert. 3, you've gone through the ABO testing. But when you get to the CBO method, my CBOs, man, we scale big with CBOs.
Yeah, you've been talking about some CBO methods for about a year or two.
I'll be honest. I'm onto something here. just gonna say it straight out, which is why I'm keeping it so close to the chest. Look, I worked my ass off in this business for a decade, and a lot of testing with myself. I think this is something people should pay for.
No, that's cool, man. That's cool. All right, so let's talk about that. If people, I think we're at the end here. So if people want to know more about you, follow you, maybe sign up for your coaching or any other programs that you have, where can they do that?
Okay, first of all, if you just want to reach out to me, have a conversation, I'm as Michael said, I'm very open to the guy. I do this full time, so this is all I do. I have a little side YouTube channel on what life is like in Japan, but that's just a fun and games thing. It's not a business yet. Hopefully it will be someday. But so I do this full time. So I have tons of time in my hands. So go ahead and message me. Happy to have a conversation with you. Message me or tag me here. And then if you're interested in my private coaching, you can private message me. I want to make sure you're a good fit for my private coaching. So I really want to get on a phone call. I don't just accept anyone in the coaching program because, there's some people, you just get on the call with them and I can sense it. The person's not ready for this. All right. So if you want to do coaching with me, private message me. If you just want to get my course in Mastermind, which is only $100 a month, so it's in line with a lot of the programs that Michael talked about earlier, right? It's go to ecomvantage.com. Now some of the videos are a little bit old, to be honest with you, but again, it's old as far as cosmetic. It looks different, but the reality is it's all there. And I'm going through right now and I'm revamping some of those videos just to literally updating to the new layout on Facebook, but I'm actually teaching the same content over again. I wish I could just put a thumbnail in front of each video saying it's all working, even though this video is a bit old. It's still there, and the layout's a little bit different, but it's all working. But I'm fixing that problem now. So that's it. You got a course, ecomvantage.com, or private message about coaching, or just private message if you want to connect and chat.
Yep, very, very cool. And if you have any questions for Chris about anything we covered today, drop it in the comments below. Go ahead and tag Chris. Chris is going to come to the post, and he's going to try to answer your questions. So please take advantage of that.
Yeah, I promise. If you comment on this post and you have a question, I will, over several days, I will go in there and answer all questions will be answered on this post.
Yeah, very cool. Well, thank you, Chris, for coming on and sharing some of that. Really appreciate it, man. I love your unconventional style. That's the one thing that kind of draws me to you. I would say it's how deeply you think about product research. We're going to have Chris on in the future to talk about product research. His research methods it's just gold. And everybody, you guys all know I'm a huge product person. Like, it's product literally over everything else if you want to succeed. So
I can teach you everything I know about marketing. I've been doing marketing. I've been to a lot of conferences. I can teach you everything I know. Everything. You know all. You literally can brain transplant my brain for advertising knowledge and marketing and go into your brain, and you will make nothing. Zero. If you don't have a good product. I'm serious. It's that important.
Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing. People always get the equation wrong, right? They think that they learn all these Facebook ad kung fu stuff, and then they think they can run any product and they'll do this special ad method and it's going to make them money. And that never works. However, if you have a great product and you don't know diddly about ads, you can still scale it.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely true. Absolutely.
And in fact, I have this theory that the reason most of these weird ad methods even show up is because what happens is I think people test products, and while they're testing products, they're feeling frustrated and they're testing all these different ad methods, trying to find one that works. And it just so happens they find a winning product at the same time they're testing some goofy ad method, and then it takes off and they think it's the goofy ad method that made it work. So
when it's actually the product that made it work.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
the ads methods could put it on steroids.
Yes. Trust me, like the ad methods can make a difference, right? Especially at scale. But anyway, we're on the same page there. It's product over everything for sure.
Yeah.
So hey, everybody, do me a favor. If you like anything ShineOn's doing here, if we've helped you succeed, if you like the content that we bring, any of that stuff, tell your friends. Please tell your friends. Inside of your dashboard, if you have at least 100 sales, you can go to referrals, or I'm sorry, analytics and referrals. Up here in the top right, you have a referral link. Anybody that signs up through this link and then makes a sale, you'll get to keep 75 cents. We have some affiliates that are doing 5 figures on this program. So definitely go check that out. Please tell your friends. It means the world to us. Finally, here's all of our social media stuff. There's way too much here to cover it all. Tammy and the team, they're constantly putting out new content. So go check it out. YouTube channel's got tons of free education, training, resources. Our Facebook group's the most engaged print on demand group. Most engaged e-commerce group on Facebook. So go check us out in all these places right here. So until next time, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Chris, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me on. I'm happy to do another one, and we'll get in the nitty-gritty of product research.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. All right, everybody, happy selling. Take care.